When Zahara was first adopted by Hollywood superstar Angelina Jolie, she was mistakenly thought to have contracted the disease of the century. Fortunately, that was not the case. Now, Angelina Jolie's only adopted daughter is living an admirable life. Zahara could have been one of the millions of African children who lost their chance at life, but fate granted her a miraculous opportunity. Born in Ethiopia, one of the poorest countries in the world with over 4 million orphans, Zahara's life began with hardship and deprivation. She was abandoned at just 6 months old, and without help, she might not have survived. In fact, even if she had survived, her future would have been bleak, trapped in a cycle of poverty, doing hard labor, deprived of proper education, and struggling to make a living through grueling work for very little pay. 18 years ago, Zahara moved from an orphanage in Africa to a luxurious mansion in California. But don't think that everything became perfect from that point on. Zahara has faced her fair share of challenges in life. What is her life like now? Stay tuned to find out more. Before we continue, don't forget to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell to get the latest updates. Let's get started. Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt have 6 children, 3 of whom are adopted: Maddox, Zahara, and Paxthine. As the only adopted daughter of the world-renowned couple, Zahara quickly garnered special attention from the online community. Zahara was born in 2005 in Awassa, Ethiopia, but her origins are Nigerian. However, a life-changing event altered the course of her fate. Angelina Jolie met Zahara during a trip to Africa with Maddox. At that time, Jolie was in a relationship with Brad Pitt. During this trip, the actress and her son wanted to visit and do charity work at an orphanage. It was there that the actress and her adopted son encountered a frail, weak African baby who was not even 7 months old. Upon seeing the little girl, Maddox was deeply moved and said to his mother, "She needs to be cared for." Speaking about Maddox and his reaction when he met Zahara, Jolie shared, "Orphan children like mine understand sadness and poverty." Under the influence of her adopted son, Angelina Jolie's heart softened. After that, she and Brad Pitt returned to Africa to begin the process of adopting this African baby. Once she became the adopted daughter of the famous couple, she was given the full name Zahara Marley Jolie-Pitt. Initially, due to unclear statements from Zahara's grandmother, Angelina Jolie mistakenly believed Zahara was an orphan with AIDS, as there was information that her biological mother had passed away just days after giving birth. The only family Zahara had left was her grandmother, Almaz, who lived with her 3 daughters in a small, rundown shack in the sunny town of Awassa. Fortunately, this was just a misunderstanding. Almaz's life was incredibly difficult. The family lived in a one-room house with no electricity or clean water, and her income was only $9 a month. She tried to take care of Zahara during the first months of her life but eventually realized she couldn't bear the responsibility. She decided to take Zahara to an orphanage in the hope that the baby would receive better care. When she learned that a Hollywood actress wanted to adopt her granddaughter, Almaz couldn't have been happier, wishing that Zahara would have a better life in a faraway place. A luxurious life, but not without challenges. Immediately after the adoption process was completed, Zahara was brought to the United States, where she began her new life in a luxurious mansion in California. However, Zahara's life was not all rosy. She had to face pressure from the media. Paparazzi relentlessly chased her, spreading false stories about how Zahara's family had been forced to give her up for adoption. Even more shocking was the revelation that Zahara's biological mother, Mentwabe Dawit, was still alive. In an interview, Mentwabe revealed that she gave birth to Zahara after being attacked and did not know who the father was. Due to her economic situation and the fear of being stigmatized, she had entrusted Zahara to her own mother's care. Despite this, Zahara's biological mother never opposed Angelina Jolie's adoption of her daughter. She believed that Zahara was very fortunate to have the opportunity to be raised by someone famous and wealthy. "I only want my daughter to be happy," Mentwabe shared. As the one who influenced Zahara's adoption, Maddox shares a special bond with his adopted sister. At the time Zahara first came to the actress's home, Angelina Jolie revealed, "Maddox really adores his little sister." When Zahara came home, she was just 7 months old. To Mad, Zahara was a little sister who needed to be cared for. "My son would play with her all day long. It was wonderful to see." Because Zahara was born into poverty and had suffered from a severe infection, her health was not as strong as her other siblings. However, the Jolie-Pitt family was always dedicated to caring for her and ensuring she received the medical attention she needed. Zahara grew up in a large, happy family. She has 5 siblings, both biological and adopted children of Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt. Despite the luxury surrounding her, what Zahara values most is the love she receives from the Jolie-Pitt family. Notably, she maintains a deep connection with her roots and has returned to Ethiopia multiple times to learn more about her culture and the history of her homeland. At just over a year old, Zahara appeared in episode 20 of the VH1 television series All Access. By 2014, Angelina Jolie and Brad Pitt's only adopted daughter had made her big screen debut with a small role in Maleficent. Zahara also lent her voice to the animated film Kung Fu Panda 3. Jolie and Pitt's African-born daughter quickly showed a talent for business. At the age of 14, Zahara launched her own jewelry line called the Zahara Collection in collaboration with jeweler Robert Prokop. Zahara has always stood by her adoptive mother during community support campaigns. All proceeds from the sale of her jewelry were donated to House of Ruth Shelters, a Los Angeles-based organization that provides transitional housing for women and children affected by domestic violence. In February 2023, Zahara joined her adoptive mother in Washington, D.C., to meet with lawmakers in an effort to advocate for the passage of laws protecting victims of rape and addressing racial disparities in wrongful convictions. Despite her ongoing health challenges, Zahara's contributions to the community and her resilience have earned her deep admiration and pride from her mother. The actress once joyfully said of her only adopted daughter, "My daughter is from Ethiopia. I've learned so much from her. She is a strong African woman. Her connection to her country, continent, and culture is something that amazes me." In August 2022, Zahara became a student at Spelman College, a leading university in Atlanta, Georgia, known for its dedication to educating women of African descent. From a child abandoned in an orphanage, Zahara now enjoys a happy life filled with luxury fashion, frequent appearances at major entertainment events, and media attention. However, upon turning 18, she joined Alpha Kappa Alpha, the first African-American sorority at Spelman College, and introduced herself as Zahara Marley Jolie rather than Zahara Jolie-Pitt. This led many to speculate that Zahara had chosen to drop her adoptive father's surname, possibly signaling support for her mother in the ongoing divorce battle with actor Brad Pitt.